First exercise we've got here is a kettlebell RDL. It's really important that we keep the shoulders back and braced, and the kettlebell stays over your midfoot. So the kettlebell should just be going straight up and down. We move around that weight by pushing the hips back. Note the first thing that's moving here is the hips. So it's a very slight knee bend and a push back through the hips, keeping the body straight. The knee bend is minimal, so only a very, very slight knee bend. We should feel a stretch in the hamstrings on that one. Next exercise, we're going to move to a mini band glute bridge, and we're going to do some reps. We're going to wrap the mini band around the knees, just above, and then we're going to assume the bridge position on the back. We want to close to vertical shin at the end of the movement. We're going to push the heels down and drive the hips up. We push the hips up till there's a straight line from the shoulder through the hip into the knee. Keeping a bit of tension on that mini band by pushing the knees out slightly. Really driving through a close to vertical shin at the end of the lift, breathing out as we push up and getting a good 2 second squeeze at the top of the exercise here. And then just removing the mini band, and then we're going to move in to our next exercise. Again, a few options. We can load these movements up or just get used to them with body weight. Bodyweight option first, just to make sure we've got the technique in the squat. Really push hard on the heels and the midfoot, and then grip with your big toe. Once you're happy, you can complete a squat with a good neutral, safe, straight back, and we can get the hips just below the knees. We can then load that position with a goblet grip kettlebell, keeping it tight to the chest. See here how we're using the hips first. Push the hips back and the knees out to create space for the hips as we drop down. We should have a parallel thigh, so the hips want to land below the knees while staying upright with your torso, breathing out as we lift. Moving on now to your assisted press up. Key thing here is range of movement. We want to get as close to the ground as we can and then push. Notice how we're staying in line with the chest with the hands. Really important, the hands staying in line with the chest muscle, not the shoulder joint, so that we're using the chest muscles and protecting the shoulder joint. Back stays straight, the hips are coming down with the body as we push up. If you're comfortable with that position, we can progress to a full press up, knees up, but really important, we have a full range of movement and the back stays neutral. We don't cave in the lower back or round around the shoulders. Continue with the most appropriate exercise out of those two until you hit the desired reps. Next exercise, and the last one we're going to look at, is the mini band lat pull down. This time placing the mini band around the wrists. We're in a half kneeling position here. Mini band goes up overhead, and then we pull the band down using the lats in the back. So up and slack, out and down tight. From the front here, you'll get a good view. Up and slack, and then out, down and tight. Take it slack, up, out, down and tight. Think about pulling the elbows back and down into the ribs. So using the muscles in the back to really strengthen up those lats and those postural muscles.